Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Klamath Falls Falcons baseball on 104.3, 960 Sports, and on mybasin.com. Today, we're coming to you live from beautiful and historic Kiger Stadium as the Klamath Falls Falcons play in a single 9-inning game against the Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club. My name is Josh Eldridge. Walter Hartley along with me today. It's a beautiful day for baseball, Walter, here at home. The wind is blowing, and we're ready for a good one today, huh?
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Got a couple of wins against this team. Last time they played, Walter, we got to see them 14-1 win for the Falcons. And Phoenix Cascade played them to 7 innings in the second game, 10-3. One of the few times the Falcons have gone the distance this year. So I think you can say that when this team is playing their best, they can give the Falcons a good challenge here today at home.
Yeah, we got a couple of Hornets players on their team as well today.
Yeah, they came a little bit underhanded, did Phoenix, so they've got a couple of subs suiting up from the Klamath Basin. And let's go ahead and introduce you to their starting lineup, as you might know a couple of these familiar names for the Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club. Leading off for them, their shortstop, Connor Cunningham, is followed in the order by their pitcher, Chris Phillips. Liam White is at third base, one of those Headley kids. He's batting third today. Tucker Babin is catching. He's batting fourth. Brady Dorner is in left field, batting fifth. Maruk Morris is in center field, hitting sixth. Batting seventh is Eli Condello in right field. Drew Peach is batting eighth at first base. Got the extra hitter, Cam Carpenter, batting ninth. And batting 10th for the Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club is Weston Nelson. Batting 10 guys today is the Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club. They go up against Colby Medeiros on the hill for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the starting 9 for the Falcons. Leading off, as has been customary this season, Carson Sims in the leadoff spot at shortstop. Colin Tacchini is the third baseman. He bats second, followed by Jacoby Tacchini, the catcher, batting third. Batting cleanup is Ian Meyer at first base. Corbin Hamilton, the left fielder, batting fifth. Hitting sixth is P.J. Safford, the designated hitter. Trustin Thomas bats seventh in right field. Ty Teeters, the second baseman, bats eighth. And Harley Hoblet is in center field, batting ninth for the Falcons. This is a non-league game today. Phoenix Cascade, not a member of the Area 4 South like the Klamath Falls Falcons, and so a non-league game today. It's also been shifted to a single 9-inning game as opposed to a doubleheader of 7 innings apiece today at Kiger Stadium. So going to be out here for a little less time than we thought, but still ready for baseball this afternoon. We're going to step aside for 2 minutes as we get the American Legion Creed and our national anthem, and then we'll be ready for first pitch this afternoon on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
And we welcome you back to beautiful Kiger Stadium today on 104.3, 960 Sports, and on mybasin.com. The Klamath Falls Falcons getting ready to go today against the Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club as Colby Medeiros gets warming up out there. Before we take a look at him, let's zoom out and take a look at the standings as we enter play today in Area 4. Now, contrary to how it is in the AAA Legion Baseball, where there's one Area 4 consisting of 4 teams, here in Single A Legion Baseball, Area 4 consists of 9 teams across 2 separate divisions. And so in the South Division, which Klamath Falls, of course, calls home, they are 8-0 in league play, 16-2 overall. Now, again, you might think, well, didn't you say last night when we headed off the air that the Falcons were 10-0? And you're right, I did say that. But again, Phoenix Cascade is not part of the league, so the wins that the Falcons got against them earlier in the season now don't count for their league record, but they do still, in fact, count towards that 16-2 overall mark. Central Point is second in the league. They're 9-3, 12-4 overall on the season. North Medford in third place, 6-4, 9-7 overall. South Medford is 5-5 in league. Grants Pass 2-6 in conference play, and then the North Jackson Royals, who the Falcons defeated last night, they are 2-12 in league play. In the Northern Division, you can check on some teams along the coast and in Eugene, as North Coos is 5-1 in their league. The Eugene Armadillos, who the Falcons have not played yet this season, are 3-1. The Ole Athletics, who the Falcons have met this year, are also 3-1. South Coast is 2-4, and Roseburg, the Roseburg Pepsi, who the Falcons have played already this season, they are 3-9 in area play. So again, just to recap that for you, the Falcons leading the South Division, North Coos leading the North Division, and I believe the state tournament is going to be hosted by North Coos as well, so they get an automatic bid. We'll try to give you an outlook on how all of these bids work as we approach the halfway mark of league play today. As Colby Medeiros wraps up his warm-up tosses, let's go ahead and check on the statistics for Colby this season. He's making his third start of the year. He's pitched in 5 games. 14 previous innings pitched. He's got a 2-0 record and a save this season. He's allowed 10 hits and 1 earned run, 14 strikeouts, and an ERA of 6.43. That's under 1. A great start to the season for Colby Medeiros. Has, I think, really impressed in his first 14 innings this season as we get going today. His first pitch on the way to Connor Cunningham, the leadoff hitter for the Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club, and Medeiros misses outside. Phoenix Cascade today in their purple jerseys and gray pants. The Falcons in their new home white uniforms tonight. The 1-0 pitch misses down. Count is 2-0 to Connor Cunningham. Again, this is the third meeting of the year between these two teams. Last met on June 20th. That was at Culver Field in Phoenix as the 2-0 pitch is fouled back. Count is 2-1. Connor Cunningham across 2 games of a doubleheader was 2 for 8. Scored a couple of runs in those 2 games, and he batted in the leadoff spot then as well. The 2-1 pitch home to him is a line drive to first, gloved by Meyer on the fly, and so there's one gone in the first inning. Good to see Meyer back in the lineup today after missing him yesterday. Had to go to his college orientation. I think that's important enough, but good to see him back at first base and a chance to make the play on the first play of the ball game. So in steps Chris Phillips. He's the starting pitcher for Phoenix Cascade, looking to get something going for them this afternoon. The first pitch from Medeiros is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Phillips, last time these two teams met, was 0 for 4 in the nightcap, struck out 3 times. Falcons pitching really had his number, although in the opener of that contest, he was 1 for 3, still struck out twice. As the Falcons pitching really had him figured out. But Phillips, you know, for his part, he's a kid from Phoenix High School. He graduated this past year. A lot of these Falcons players familiar with him during their league contests from either Henley or Mazama or Klamath Union. As that pitch, I believe, was called a ball. Count is 3-1 to Chris Phillips. Medeiros ready to deliver the 3-1. Here it comes. That one is taken for a strike. It was about letter high on the outside part, and Medeiros runs the count full. After Phillips in the Phoenix Cascade order is Liam White. Line drive up the middle on the full count pitch, and a 1-out base hit for Chris Phillips. And that will bring up Liam White. Now White, like we talked about, one of the kids from Henley High School, played JV for him, just wrapped up his freshman season with the Hornets. But again, today with Phoenix Cascade traveling a little bit light again, they only brought 8 players to the ballpark today, having to call on some ringers. And White, well, he's ready to play ball and suiting up in the purple and black today. He awaits the first pitch from Colby Medeiros. It's first pitch taken for a ball low, and the count is 1-0 to White with Tucker Mabin waiting on deck for Phoenix Cascade. Medeiros set, not much of a lead off of first. That one's ripped into left. Fortunately for Hamilton, hardly has to move to put that one away, and there's 2 outs in the inning. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the defense for the Klamath Falls Falcons today. Jacoby Takini behind the plate. Colin Takini at third. Carson Sims at short. Ty Teeters plays second. Ian Meyer at first. In the outfield from left to right, it's Corbin Hamilton, Harley Hoblet, and Trustin Thomas. Here's Tucker Mabin stepping in now, the team's leading hitter. According to the stats I have available for Phoenix Cascade today, Tucker Mabin batting .562 on the summer. Here he shows bunt with 2 outs, and he pokes it foul. And the count to Mabin is 0-1. Mabin just wrapped up his sophomore season at Cascade Christian High School.
Did he coach the Mustangs before this?
His dad did.
His dad coached the Mustangs before this.
Yeah, and he's now the athletic director at Cascade Christian High School. Yeah, and he's also an assistant for this team as well. They move over to first, and back safely is the runner at first, Chris Phillips. Yeah, he won state championships with Medford for 7 years in a row in the late 2010s.
Wow.
Pitch in is going to miss up and away. Count is even to Tucker Mabin. Mabin played on this team much like his counterpart at the catcher position, Jacoby Takini, did after his 8th grade season. And much like Jacoby Takini, that summer you spent between your 8th grade and your 9th grade season, just it improves you so much, getting you ready for the high school career, and Mabin certainly a product of that, a good ball player, trying to come up in a spot to help out his own team with a runner at first and 2 outs in the top of the first inning of a single 9-inning game today at Kiger Stadium. That one misses outside, and the count is 2-1 to Tucker Mabin. 2-2. After Mabin in the order, it's Brady Dorner for the Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club. Medeiros delivers the 2-strike pitch, and that one misses below the knees. And the count is full. Phillips likely going to be on the move here with a full count and 2 outs. And with that bit of extra head start, Mabin punches one in the gap. Could be tough to catch him. They're going to check over on him at first, but going to wait until Medeiros motions home for sure to take off running, but he does get a pretty sizable lead off the first base bag. Medeiros clocks it before coming set. But now the 3-2 comes home, and it's a grounder, a chance for Sims at short. Up with it cleanly. The throw across the diamond is on target. And although Phoenix Cascade get a base hit in the first, they leave them stranded. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. Scoreless on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back along with you today at Kiger Stadium as we continue your coverage of Klamath Falls Falcons baseball. Chris Phillips on the hill for the Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club as we take a look at our available statistics for him, making his second start of the season. Previously pitched against the Klamath Falls Falcons, where he allowed 8 hits, 8 runs, and struck out 4 batters. That was back on June 20th, and looking for a better outing today on the road at Kiger Stadium. Kiger Stadium hasn't necessarily been the friendliest to Phillips during his high school career, but trying to make better on it here on the Legion season as he goes to work against Carson Sims, the leadoff hitter for the Falcons. All right, Carson getting ready to dig in here. Sims having a solid time last time these two teams met. He hit in the leadoff spot in the opener of the game. The Falcons won 14-1 on June 20th. Sims finished 4 for 5 in that game with an RBI. Would love to replicate that performance today against Chris Phillips, as he showed bunt on the first pitch but pulled back. He's behind in the count 0-1. And now he lines one into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Left fielder Dorner tracks it into the corner. Sims digging for 2, and he's in there standing. And a leadoff double for Carson Sims, and the Falcons have a runner in scoring position to lead off the first. And for Sims, that is his 3rd double of the season. And a good one at that. It brings up Colin Takini.
I don't know if that would have been a double for everyone else on the team.
Yeah.
He definitely made something out of that.
Yeah, a lot of speed there in the person of Sims, and able to get into scoring position for a guy who's done well with guys in scoring position as of late. Colin Takini, in his last 3 games, 4 for 8, 6 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a triple. He is swinging the bat well as of late. Here he gets ahead 1-0. Set on the mound is Phillips, the tall right-hander from Phoenix High School. Delivers the pitch. Takini lifts it off to the right side, foul. And the count is even. Ball and a strike to Colin. Jacoby Takini is waiting on deck. We'll go around the defense and introduce you to everyone out there for Phoenix Cascade after the 1-1 pitch to Colin Takini. This is a bouncer towards the left side of the infield. Up with it is the shortstop, Cunningham. The throw to first is going to be in time, and there's one out. So you got a taste of it there. Tucker Mabin is behind the plate. Liam White is at third. Connor Cunningham at short. Weston Nelson plays second with a Drew Peach at first. Brady Dorner in left. Maruk Morris in center. And Eli Condeo is in right field for Phoenix Cascade. And with 1 out in the inning, in steps Jacoby Takini. Jacoby also had good success against Phoenix Cascade last time these two teams played, back on June 20th. In the nightcap of that game, he hit in the leadoff spot. He was 2 for 3 with an RBI in that game. And in the opener against Phoenix Cascade in the previous doubleheader was 2 for 4, had a couple of RBIs in that game, as well as both of those hits being doubles. Here he hits one towards center field. That'll score Carson Sims, as Takini, with an RBI single, puts the Falcons on the board in the first inning. For Jacoby, just add another to his team-high 25 RBIs, and it brings up Ian Meyer. And also, by the way, for Sims, coming in and scoring his team-high 26th run of the year. Meyer getting ready to dig in here. He's returning to the lineup today after being absent yesterday, but has been the team's leading hitter this summer. Bats .564 coming into play today. 17 RBIs, 22 runs scored, 4 doubles this year. Meyer has been having a real stellar summer for the Falcons. He's ahead here 1-0. The pitch is lined into center field, and another single for him. They're going to hold Takini just at second. And so 2 men on here for Corbin Hamilton. Yesterday, Corbin Hamilton celebrating his 18th birthday and had a pretty good outing on the hill against North Jackson last night. got the win, a complete game in 5 innings pitched, gave up 3 hits. He struck out 7 batters. And even at the plate in the nightcap, came away with an RBI double and was 1 for 2 in that game. Also had a single and a couple of RBIs in the opener on his birthday too. So not a bad day at all for Corbin. Here he falls behind 0-1. Jacoby Tacchini in scoring position at second. Ian Meyer aboard at first. 1 out, bottom of the first inning, and the Falcons lead by a run. Here's the pitch from Phillips. That is going to miss inside. Hamilton works even, a ball and a strike. On the season for Corb, a .438 hitter. Phillips won another sign here from Maben. Now is agreeable. Comes set with the 1-1. Now pitches home. That one misses wide. Hamilton works ahead here now, 2-1. Last time these two teams met, Hamilton went 1 for 2. He was able to knock in a run in the 10-3 win for the Falcons. The 2-1 pitch here is waved at and missed, and there's now 2 strikes on Corbin Hamilton. P.J. Safford is on deck for the Falcons in the bottom of the first inning. Phillips set again. Not a huge lead for Tacchini off of second, but Nelson, the second baseman, trying to keep him there as the pitch home misses up. And the count is full, 3-2. A walk here loads the bases for Safford. Hamilton's a patient guy up there. In fact, so far this season, he leads the team in free passes. The 3-2 is lifted into the air, right field, foul territory, and actually goes out of play near the patio down the right side. And so the count will remain full, 3-2. Hamilton has continued just to bring his veteran presence to this year's team. Wrapped up his junior season this last year for Henley, and honestly, with how long he's played varsity and how he carries himself, I often forget that he's only going to be a senior next year. I think I mistakenly called him a senior a couple of times at the beginning of last year's baseball season because he just feels like one up there. Here he pops one up into the infield. Playable for the first baseman, Peach. He makes the catch. And there's 2 outs in the inning. Brings up P.J. Safford with a couple of guys on and 2 outs. Still Tacchini at second and Meyer at first. Falcons lead by a run, but a chance to add to it for P.J. Safford. Enters play today with a 7-game hitting streak.
Max Rogers coming in for Tacchini there on second.
Good call.
Runner.
Rogers from Mazama High School there with 2 outs. They're going to let Jacoby get back in, strap up the catcher's gear. But now some speed out there in scoring position. Safford digs in against Phillips. Here's the pitch. Safford, it's a line drive, center field. Morris is going to make the catch, and that will end the inning. But the Falcons push 1 across, 3 base hits in the inning. They leave a couple of guys stranded, but they earn a lead in the bottom of the first, heading now to the second on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
Looking for insurance from someone who truly understands rural Klamath? Meet Gabby Haskins, a licensed agent for Country Financial, born and raised in Merrill, with deep roots in agriculture and the local way of life. Whether you're protecting your family farm, homes, vehicles, businesses, Gabby's here to help. She offers trusted, personalized insurance for farm, life, home, auto, commercial, and retirement needs at Gary Sheen's Country Financial office in Merrill. Stop by today and see why Merrill residents trust one of their own. Country Financial, here to help you experience more in Merrill.
Getting set now for the top half of the second inning. The Klamath Falls Falcons lead the Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club 1-0. Brady Dorner, Maruk Morris, Eli Condeo do up this half inning for Phoenix Cascade. That's 5, 6, and 7 in the order First pitch swinging for Dorner, ground ball up the middle. Sims in the gap with a beautiful throw, makes the play, and there's one out in the inning. Nice job by Sims, ranging all the way in the gap over on the other side of second base to make the play. And with one out in the second, that brings up Maruk Morris.
All right, I finally get to do it, and it's not for the other team. No.
There it is. Yeah, that was a great play there from Carson. Medeiros delivers the pitch. Check swing, called a strike against Maruk Morris. He falls behind here 0-1. Medeiros working out of the windup, working quickly, delivers strike 2 to Maruk Morris. Former Klamath Union Pelican, kind of a homecoming for him. Klamath Union plays their home games here at Kiger Stadium during the prep season. And Morris bats .231 on the season for Phoenix Cascade, and he swings and misses at strike 3 there, and there is quickly 2 outs in the inning. Eli Cadeo stepping in now with 2 outs in the inning. A ball and a strike on him. As Drew Peach waits on deck. Here's the delivery from Medeiros. That one is called a strike. Medeiros working quickly here in the second. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and that'll do it in the second inning. 3 up, 3 down, and Medeiros stays efficient out there, and the Falcons lead 1-0. Go to the bottom half of the second on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Bottom third of the Falcons order due up in the bottom of the second inning on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com. It's a 1-0 ball game as Trustin Thomas gets ready to face Chris Phillips. Thomas been playing well the last 5 ball games, 5 for 15 in his last 5. 6 RBIs in that span. That road trip, he really came into his own and continued playing well last night against North Jackson. Here his first pitch against Chris Phillips is taken for a strike. Count is 0-1. Had a bases clearing extra base hit last night. Thomas just continues to impress this season for the Falcons. The 0-1 is taken upstairs. Count is even, 1-1. Even if Thomas's numbers don't necessarily jump off the page, he's just come up in spots where it matters this season for the Falcons. He hits .286, but he's got 6 extra base hits and 15 RBI, so certainly goes fastball away and got Thomas looking for the first out in the second inning. Went with the curveball low and then hit the same spot with a fastball. Good pitch mix that time from Phillips to get the strikeout, and in steps Ty Teeters. Teeters on a 4-game hitting streak entering play today. First pitch to him is grounded out towards second. Nelson up with it cleanly, throw to Peach, plenty of time, and there's 2 outs in the second. So now that brings up Harley Hoblet for the Falcons. Hoblet batting .306 on the season for Klamath Falls. Has started quite a few games out there in center field. Yesterday against North Jackson in the opener was 1 for 3, was 0 for 3 in the nightcap, although he did earn an RBI in the late game against North Jackson, as the first pitch to him is called a strike, 0-1. Hoblet really kind of had his coming out when they played Central Point early on in the season. He finished 3 for 3 in that game, had a couple of RBIs, and has really made himself a mainstay in the starting order since that doubleheader, and he's contributed a lot, especially at the bottom of the order. Batting in the 9-hole, he's been very productive. He's on a 2-strike count here. Phillips delivers. It's a bouncer back up the middle, gloved by the pitcher. Phillips comes off the mound, tosses to first, and the Falcons down in order in their second inning. But they still lead 1-0 as we go to the third next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
8-9-1 in the Phoenix Cascade order, due up in the top half of the third as the Falcons lead 1-0. First pitch on the way to Drew Peach is taken for a strike. The count is 0-1. Drew Peach, one of the replacement players for Phoenix Cascade today, just wrapped up his freshman season at Henley High School as the 0-1 pitch to him misses wide. Count is even, a ball and a strike. The Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club trying to piece together their roster today best they can. 1-1 in is lifted into the air, center field. Moving over is Hoblet, and he makes the catch, and one gone in the third. In fact, we learned today that this team not necessarily playing a Legion season this year either. Didn't file the correct paperwork in time to be considered a member of the league. That's why we talked about at the top of the broadcast. Falcons 8-0 in league play instead of 10-0 because their wins earlier against this squad didn't wind up counting towards their league record after all, as that pitch misses inside to Cam Carpenter. Another replacement player from Henley High School, although Carpenter, for his part, spent most of his season at the varsity level as he swings and misses at the 1-0 pitch there. The count is even. Carpenter, a member of the Henley varsity team, which, of course, made it back to the state semifinal this year. The 1-1 pitch to Carpenter, called a strike on the inside part, a ball and 2 strikes.
That's going to be so fun for some of these players to just play against one of their teammates in the prep season.
I agree. I mean, it's not often that you see this happen ever. I mean, probably for good reason. You want the team you're playing to have a full roster, but hold on. Carpenter bounces one over the head of Madero. Sims charging it short. An off-balance throw is going to get by Meyer. And a good attempt there. We'll see exactly how that winds up getting scored. It'll be a hit as Carpenter beats out the infield single. And now the number 10 hitter in the order for Phoenix is Weston Nelson. Another thing you don't typically see, a team batting 10 guys. Although it's not completely unheard of this season for the Falcons. They did play against a team earlier in the season that batted 10 players in their order. That was the opening game against the Venture Travel Club from Salem. And Nelson hits one over the head of Teeter, settles down into center field. They throw to second to get Carpenter, and he is out. And so it's the classic 8-6 putout And now with 2 gone, go back to the top of the order for Connor Cunningham, as Nelson does reach, though, on the fielder's choice. And Cunningham is 0 for 1 today. He gets ready to settle in here with a runner on at first, and his team trailing by a run. Medeiros takes a look at first. Nelson not much of a lead over there. Medeiros motions home, and this one is hit in the air left field. Hamilton moving over in the gap, nearly collides with Hoblet, but enough communication to stave off a collision and make the catch for the 3rd out. A base hit in this inning for Phoenix Cascade, but they leave a man stranded, still trailed by a run as we go to the bottom half of the 3rd on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
1-0 the score here on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com. The Klamath Falls Falcons leading the Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club. Top of the order due up here for the Falcons: Carson Sims, Colin Takini, and Jacoby Takini, against Chris Phillips on the bump for Phoenix Cascade. Gave up a run in the first after the RBI single from Jacoby, but he set down the second in order. Looking for more of the same for his part as he tries to keep it just a 1-run difference between his team and the Falcons. Sims, first pitch swinging, sends a bouncer to third. White is up with it and throws to first in time. 1 pitch and 1 out in the 3rd. Brings up Colin Takini, who's 0 for 1 in this one. Colin batting .429 on the season for the Falcons. 8 extra base hits, though. 6 doubles, 2 triples, and 18 RBI is second most on the ball club. Here he rips a grounder to third, another chance for White, and he makes the play successfully. And 2 pitches and 2 outs. Both ground outs to third.
We were talking about that's Coach Scott White's kid?
That's the rumor. I'm pretty sure it is.
All right. Anyways, a couple of back-to-back impressive plays for him.
Yeah, for the Henley kid who's coming off his freshman season. He threw hard, too. I'm excited to see him come up and
accurate.
Yeah.
Twice.
Pitch to Takini, called a strike. Count is 0-1. Takini singled in a run his first time up in the first inning. Phillips ready to deliver the 0-1 pitch. And this one is ripped down the line, fair into left field. Takini might turn this one into extra bases as that rolls near the track, and he does. A 2-out double for Jacoby Takini, and it brings up Ian Meyer. For Jacoby this season, that is double number 6. And Hunter Glidden comes in as the courtesy runner for him now, as Ian Meyer digs in. Meyer 1 for 1 today, too. He also singled in the first inning, although he was left stranded in that inning. But an RBI opportunity for the Falcons' cleanup hitting first baseman. With Glidden out there at second, the shortstop Cunningham going to play behind him, make a little bit of noise as the pitch to Meyer is going to hit him. And so 2 men on now for Corbin Hamilton.
He ate that pitch. He didn't even flinch.
Yeah, that was right on his front arm. I don't think Meyer has one of those elbow protectors, so he'll be feeling that one. As Mason Snell gets ready to dig in here in the 5 spot. The Falcons begin to make some changes to the lineup. First at bat for Snell today as he settles in. Pitch on the way from Chris Phillips is a checked swing, but a called strike against Mason Snell. First at bat for Snell since Friday. Did not play in the doubleheader, or I suppose did not get an at bat in the doubleheader last night. He did play an inning on defense, but didn't get a chance to swing the bat. As that pitch is going to miss low, and the count is even. Snell hasn't had a ton of opportunities to swing the bat this year, just 16 at-bats, although he's 4 for 16 on the year. That puts him batting .250 on the season. Product of Mazama High School and an RBI opportunity with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Phillips delivers to Snell, and that one misses upstairs. Mason works ahead, 2-1. He's taken over for Hamilton in the 5 spot, and Hamilton was listed as the left fielder. We'll see if that's where Snell goes or if there's other changes coming. Hold that thought. He shoots a ground ball into right field. They give Glidden the green light to score, and he does. An RBI single for Mason Snell, and that will bring up Jacoby Nickerson.
This jingle is so catchy. You know, last time that we were here, the last home game, that night when I went to bed, I couldn't stop hearing it in my mind. I heard it in my dreams.
It's not a bad sound. Whenever the Falcons score that run, little dance party moment, I like it.
You know, last time we were at Phoenix, we were at their place, and every time they scored, they'd go, hip, hip, hooray, hip, hip, hooray.
I like a jingle better.
3 cheers.
First pitch on the way to Jacoby Nickerson. Has to wait. They throw a pickoff move to second, and they got Ian Meyer leaning at second. A good move from Phillips will end the inning, but the Falcons add a run on the RBI single from Mason Snell, and they now lead 2-0 as we go to the 4th next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Two, 3, 4 in the Phoenix Cascade order, due up in the top half of the 4th inning. We'll check on the line score here in a moment for the Falcons as Medeiros gets the first pitch across for a strike. For Klamath Falls today, 2 runs comes on 5 hits. They've committed no errors. For Phoenix Cascade today, no runs on 2 hits. They've committed no errors. Our scoreboard check today presented to you by Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance. The 1-1 to Phillips is hit high, shallow right field. Going to be tough to get to, but Teeters makes the call and makes the catch for the first out in the 4th inning. Good communication there by the Falcons and Ty Teeters. By the way, I want to get you a couple defensive changes for the Falcons this half inning. They're all in the outfield, so Chase Barrett takes over in left. Mason Snell is patrolling center, and now Max Rogers is in right. The infield stays the same. Colin Takini at third, Carson Sims at short, Ty Teeters at second, and Ian Meyer at first. Medeiros still on the bump, and Jacoby Takini still catching as the first pitch to Liam White is called a strike, 0-1. The pitch home from Medeiros is called a strike, finding the outside part of the zone, if not a little bit off the plate, but Medeiros works ahead 0-2. And he works quickly. already out of the windup. The 0-2 is called a ball. That one missed a little bit wider than the previous one. Ball and 2 strikes to White. Again, he flew out in the first inning. Medeiros delivers the pitch, goes upstairs with the heat, and gets White to chase. 2 up, 2 down in the fourth.
You know, Josh, I have something to say.
Okay, let's hear it.
I have to admit, yesterday when they brought out the white jerseys, I doubted for a second.
Doubted what?
I really love the look of them, but yesterday I didn't think that they were ever going to be able to get clean again. But today they came out and they were spick and span, and I like it.
You know, I got to agree. I was actually pretty shocked with how white the jerseys remained after one day. You make a good point. The 0-1 pitch home to Tucker Mabin misses upstairs, 1-1. I know that's like the typical fear with wearing white shirts. I guess it was an all-night laundry game. Okay, well, we got word from a parent, Mike Safford, our public address announcer, washed a jersey and said it took away the sleep. So there you go. I guess that's why they are so white. So thank the parents. Don't make them suit up as a mascot like we talked about yesterday. They were busy washing jerseys.
That's a good idea.
Counts 3-1 to Tucker Mabin. By the way, Tucker 0 for 1 at the plate today. He grounded out in the first inning, but he works ahead of Medeiros here. 3 balls and a strike. Medeiros got through the first 2 relatively quickly, but here's the 3-1. It's waved at and missed, and now the count is full to the young catcher for Phoenix Cascade. Brady Dorner is on deck if the inning gets there, but Medeiros, with 2 outs and a full count, looking to come right after Tucker Mabin. He kicks, he delivers, and it's a grounder to first. Kind of knuckling towards Meyer. He makes an underhand toss to Medeiros at first, covering the bag, and it is in time. And 3 up, 3 down for Phoenix Cascade in the fourth. Falcons maintain a 2-run lead. We're going to the bottom half next on mybasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Bottom half of the fourth inning on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com. The Klamath Falls Falcons lead the Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club 2-0. As Jacoby Nickerson, Max Rogers, and Ty Teeters do up this half inning. Nickerson is getting his first at-bat of today. He is replacing P.J. Safford as the designated hitter, at least for the moment. As the first pitch home to Nickerson is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Nickerson batting .296 this season for the Falcons. Last time these two teams played, Nickerson was 1 for 3, had a double and a couple of RBIs in that game against Phoenix Cascade. Here, though, behind in the count 0-2 against Chris Phillips. Sets and delivers the pitch. Nickerson out in front of the slow stuff and gives himself up on a dropped third strike. There is one gone in the fourth, and it brings up Max Rogers.
That was a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, it went straight in the dirt. When you work ahead 0-2 like that, trying to get a batter to chase, that's one thing that Phillips really does have working for him is that off-speed stuff. And he places those pitches well. I mean, like we said, he gave up a fair share of earned runs against the Falcons back when these two teams last played, but he seems to be in something of a rhythm here today. Gave up one run in the first, one run in the third. A quick out here in the fourth brings up Rogers, and Phillips works ahead of him, 0-1. Here's the pitch. Grounder to third. Another chance for Liam White over there, and he does so successfully. The throw on to Peach in time. And there's 2 outs in the fourth.
Jeez, it's really not fair to any of the other schools in Klamath.
How do you mean?
I just mean that Henley is such a program that it seems like the other schools in the basin just can't quite keep up with them.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down at the top. I will say that it seems as though the schools are starting to build out programs. We'll continue this in a moment. A bounce towards short. Teeters is going to have the tag applied to him by Peach. Talk a little bit more about this as we move along in the top half of the fifth. The Falcons lead by a pair on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Middle of the order due up for Phoenix Cascade. 5, 6, and 7 for them. Brady Dorner, Merrick Satowski, and Eli Condeo due up against Colby Madero. Still working well out there for the Falcons as he gets ready to deliver to Dorner. The first pitch is called a strike right over the heart of the plate, about belt high. Medeiros uses it to get ahead. Coming up here will be pitch number 51 for Medeiros. He's pitched 4 innings so far, struck out 3 batters, allowed 2 hits. This one is hit into shallow center field. Coming in is the right fielder. Trustin Thomas has re-entered the game out there, and he makes the catch for the first out in the 5th. Brings up Merrick Satowski. I want to apologize to Merrick. I misidentified him during his last at-bat. It was my own fault. But Satowski today 0 for 1 in the ball game. He struck out back in the second inning. Merrick Satowski will be class of 28 from Cascade Christian School. Swinging at the first pitch, a slow roller to short. Sims charging, but it eats him up on the lip of the infield grass. And Satowski reaches base, and it'll bring up Eli Condeo. Looks like they're going to charge that. An error to Carson Sims at short. First error of the ball game for the Falcons today. It brings up Eli Condeo. He is 0 for 1 today. Struck out in the second inning. Medeiros set. Modest lead off of first for Satowski. The pitch is hit into the air. Right side foul territory. And just out of play on top of the first base dugout.
Just missed our camera that's up there, too.
Right in the spot we wanted it to be.
Yeah, not that it's doing us any good tonight either, though.
Yeah, well, network issues, just one thing that we have to persist with. The good thing is that with our camera behind home plate, we're able to still bring the broadcast. We tried the multiple cameras again tonight.
Who understands Bluetooth anyways?
Yeah, I don't know how any of that stuff works. But this weekend when we go to Roseburg, we'll be able to use their camera setup. We'll have access to all the different angles and things that they have up at Champion Car Wash Field. The Falcons open play at the Roseburg tournament coming up tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the evening against the Roseburg Pepsi Bottle Caps, a team that they've already played and defeated once this season. The tournament in Roseburg continues on Friday at noon, then at 1 o'clock on Saturday on the 4th of July, and then at 10 a.m. the early game coming up on Sunday this weekend. All in Roseburg before the Falcons have Monday off and return here to Kiger Stadium on Tuesday the 7th. Count as a ball and 2 strikes to the right fielder for Phoenix Cascade and fouled off Didi Lacadeo, and the count remains 1-2. Drew Peach is on deck for Phoenix Cascade. Small lead off of first there for Satowski. Medeiros delivers home, and that pitch misses wide. Count is now even to Condeo. See if we can take a look at the season stats we've got for him so far. We'll clue you in. After this 2-2 pitch is going to miss low, 3-2. I believe this is only the second game that Eli has played with Phoenix Cascade so far this season. He's 0 for his first 3 this year. Medeiros set with the pitch. Now the 3-2 home. That's going to miss wide, and Medeiros offers up a walk for the first time today. That moves Satowski into scoring position here for Drew Peach. Peach flew out at his first at-bat in the 3rd inning, flew out to center field. Again, one of the Henley players that's suiting up for Phoenix Cascade today. Drew is playing first base this afternoon for Phoenix Cascade. He digs in against Colby Medeiros. Ty Teeters, no, pardon me, it looks like that's Max Rogers out at second base for the Falcons. We also have Mason Snell in left field. All right, the 1-0 pitch on the way to Peach is going to miss low and away, 2-0. Medeiros has been missing that low and outside location for a couple of times here, and it looks like Coach Craig Connor up and out of the dugout having a quick conference with his team out there on the hill. We'll remind you that today's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you in part by Howard's Meat Center, where tradition meets innovation with every cut and every bite of Smoke and H barbecue. As you step through their doors, you're not just entering a meat center, you're stepping back to a time when the depth of the meat and the quality of the customer service was everything. Check out the Howard's Meat Center next to Les Schwab Tires on South 6th Street. Also want to give a shout out to Coldwell Banker, Holman Premier Realty. Little things can add up to big bills when you're buying, selling, or owning a home. That's why Coldwell Banker Holman Premier Realty's exclusive Beyond the Sale guarantees protect buyers, sellers, and homeowners from unexpected repair bills. To learn more, call Coldwell Banker Holman Premier Realty today. All right. The count is 2-0 to Drew Peach. 2-man on in a 2-run ball game. Medeiros able to find the zone there and moves the count to 2-1. Marek Satowski is at second. Eli Cadeo is at first. And again, it's a 2-1 count to Drew Peach at the plate. 2-0 the Falcons lead. Top half of the 5th. That pitch fouled off. 2-2. And Cam Carpenter is on deck.
I've noticed that when Coach Connors goes out there and talks with the pitchers, they almost immediately have an improvement in performance. What would you say to a pitcher to improve his performance on the mound?
I think it kind of matters who you're talking to, really. Here's a fly ball center field. Hoblet moves over and makes the catch. There's 2 outs. Nice running catch there by Hoblet, who's also re-entered the game into center field. I think it really depends on the pitcher, and a good coach knows that and will adjust his speech according to who he's going out to talk to, right? I don't know Colby maybe as well as I know some of the other guys on the team, so what you say to him exactly, I'm not quite sure, but you're exactly right. Good coaching leads to kind of that cool, calm, and collected mentality out there as Cam Carpenter gets ready to dig in. Carpenter 1 for 1 today. He singled back in the 3rd inning. First pitch to him is going to miss low and away, 1-0. Medeiros said once more. And the pitch in is called a strike. That one finds the outside part. Count is even, a ball and a strike to Carpenter. The 10th hitter in the order, Weston Nelson, is due up next for Phoenix Cascade. The 1-1 home is called a strike, 1-2. Medeiros gets the sign from Tacchini, trying to leave a couple of guys stranded out there. Delivers the pitch. That one misses wide. He'll have to try again. Credit to Jacoby Tacchini for getting out of his stance, blocking that one, disallowing it from going to the backstop and allowing these guys to both move into scoring position. Medeiros, another opportunity to set down the side in a 2-strike count to Cam Carpenter. The pitch is a slow roller to first. Meyer charging, underhand toss to Medeiros, covering the bag, and the out is made to end the inning. Medeiros leaves a couple stranded, gets out of the 5th with the lead intact. 2-0, Falcons lead on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back with you today on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. The Klamath Falls Falcons leading the Phoenix Cascade Challengers as scores 2-0. And leading off this half inning for the Falcons is Chase Barrett batting here in the 9 spot. It'll be Barrett and then tentatively Carson Sims and Colin Tacchini, making sure there's no changes due up. It looks like Carson's in the on-deck circle, so he is due up next. The 0-1 pitch home is going to miss wide, 1-1. They count to Chase Barrett. Barrett took over defensively for a half inning and then was replaced again, but finds himself back in the order to take an at-bat to lead off the 5th. The pitch from Phillips is swung on and missed on the inside part. Count is 1-2 to Barrett, who on the season is batting .222 for the Falcons. Phillips delivers the 1-2 pitch. Barrett hits it in the air, center field. Coming in is the center fielder, Zatowski, and makes the catch. And there's one out in the inning. So with one gone, here comes Carson Sims. Doubled earlier in the game, but also grounded out in the 3rd. But in the 1st, when he doubled, he came around to score a run. Falcons scored in the 1st inning, and again in the 3rd. They lead 2-0 here in the 5th. First pitch to Sims, and he blasts it into the gap in right center field. Sims is going to turn around first, heading for second. The throw to get him is not going to be in time. 2 doubles today for Carson Sims, this time with 1 out in the 5th. For Sims on the season, his 4th double of the year. And it brings up Colin Tacchini, like we said, a guy that you want on in these, or a guy you want up, rather, in these spots. Coming into today, 6 RBIs in his last 3 games, 2 doubles, a triple. Swinging the bat well. 4th on the team in hitting, entering play today, .429 average. Sims with a bit of a conservative lead for his standards out at second. The Falcons have been picked off once out there, so wanting to play it maybe a little bit safer, but Sims has got good speed. Doesn't need to get as big of a lead to still be a threat to score from second. Count is 1-0 to Colin Tacchini as Phillips comes set. And now the pitch home. That one is called a strike off the inside part of the plate, but finding the zone to Tacchini. And the count is even. After Colin in the order, it's Jacoby Tacchini due up next. Pitch on the way. is a bouncer towards the left side of the infield. Playing it on 2 hops is Cunningham. Throw to first, brings Peach off the bag, and then Sims tries to advance to third and does so successfully. Smart base running that time by Sims. And he's able to advance on the error that allowed Takini to be safe, and so they'll call it an E6 as the throw took the first baseman off the bag. Runners at the corners, 1 out for Jacoby Takini. By the way, speaking of errors, want to make an amendment to the scoring in the last half inning. Had initially ruled Marek Satowski reaching on an error in that half inning, changed it to an infield single, according to our official score today. So, Colin leads off at first. Sims a few steps off the bag at third. The pitch to Jacoby Takini, I think missed up. Looked over the plate, but the count's 1-0 to Jacoby. He's 2 for 2 already today. Had an RBI single in the first inning, and then he doubled, and his courtesy runner would come in and score in the third inning. Phillips steps off, trying to fake throw over to third, maybe to try to get Takini to bite and steal second, see if the Falcons have anything on here with runners at the corners. The pitch home is hit on a line into left field. A base hit will score a run. Takini advances to second. Colin Takini advances to second. Jacobian safely at first. On the RBI single, his second RBI of the day, extending his team lead 26 in that category. As it brings up Ian Meyer, runners at first and second, still with just 1 out. Meyer singled in the first, was hit by a pitch in the third, so 1 for 1 today for Ian. Looks in against Phillips for the third time today. Phillips checks the runner at second, now delivers home. Meyer first pitch swing and lifts it foul off to the right side. And that was hit out near the front office by the restrooms. A couple of folks looking to track down that baseball, but we focus back here at Kiger. Counts 0-1 to Ian Meyer. Not much of a lead off of first for Jacoby. Again, calling a pretty decent-sized lead out at second. Cunningham walking up to the bag behind him. Phillips clocks the lead and now delivers the 0-1 pitch. Meyer rips it through the hole into left field. They slam the brakes on Takini trying to score from third, and so the bases will be loaded here for Corbin Hamilton re-entering the game in the 5 spot. So Colin to third, Jacoby to second. Ian aboard after the single. He's now 2 for 2 today. And here's Corbin Hamilton. Bad with the bases loaded here. Hamilton 0 for 1 in the ball game today. Popped out to first base in the first inning. Here's the first offering from Chris Phillips. Hamilton watches a strike. Oh, okay. Took a second to get the strike call out, but I saw it. 0-1 the count to Corbin Hamilton. After him in the order, P.J. Safford also re-entering the game. He's in the on-deck circle. The 0-1 home. Hamilton hits it foul, and he's quickly behind in the count, 0-2. The 5 spot did come back up, by the way, while Hamilton was on the bench. Mason Snell took an at-bat, had an RBI single. Hamilton trying to add his own name to the list of RBIs today. Here's the 0-2 home. Hamilton hits it hard, foul towards the first base side. See a county sheriff down there. Had to bring his glove to the ballpark almost. All right, 2 strikes still on Hamilton. Surrounded by Falcons is Chris Phillips. Shakes off the first offering delivered by Mabin. Now he's agreeable as he comes set. See where he goes against Hamilton in the 0-2. Hamilton chases a curveball for strike 3. And there's 2 outs in the inning here for P.J. Safford. Phillips uses that curveball to get swings and misses, especially against right-handed hitters. It starts over the plate, looks middle, and then just drops off the table. And he's confident enough to throw it, even with the bases loaded like that. As Hunter Glidden, by the way, comes in as a courtesy runner for Jacoby Takini. There's 2 outs in the inning, bases loaded here for P.J. Safford. P.J. 0 for 1 on the ball game today. He flew out to center field in the first inning. But a chance here to add to the Falcons' lead as they're up 3-0 in the 5th inning. First pitch to Safford is called a ball, misses inside near the hands, 1-0. Falcons added their run on the RBI single from Jacoby Takini. Again, 3-0 the score in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch to Safford, lifted, right side, bending foul. And the count's even, a ball and a strike to PJ. Due up next in the Falcons order, looks like Trustin Thomas is going to be taking the at-bat in the 7th spot. Got to get there first, got to have Safford find a way aboard. Just about anything scores a run here with the bases loaded. Phillips working out of the windup, shakes off Maben twice, and now Safford wants to call time. Going to dig back in here. And now Phillips again shaking off Maben. He knows exactly what he wants to throw. Finally finds a sign that's agreeable and misses upstairs to Safford. 2-1 the count. Glidden a decent lead off of second. Not much to speak of over at first for Ian Meyer. Same could be said over at third. Here's the pitch home to Safford. That knee-high pitch over the plate's called a strike. 2-1. Pardon me, 2-2 to P.J. Safford. Gonna have a good two-strike approach here. PJ with the bases loaded. The 2-2 hit to right field. If it stays fair, just foul. By less than a foot probably. And probably could have come close to clearing the bases as well. But now Safford's gonna have to try to do it again. Still in a two-strike count. Everyone returns to their spots. Colin Takini at third, Hunter Glidden at second, Ian Meyer at first. Safford, who's got 10 RBI on the season, bats .368, trying to extend the team's 3-run lead. The two-strike pitch is going to miss low. Phillips thought it was strike 3, started walking towards the dugout, as did Weston Nelson at second. But now the count's full. Everyone's going to be on the move in the infield here. And Phillips delivers to P.J. Safford. There they all go. The pitch is grounded up the middle. The shortstop Cunningham up with it. Throw to first is in time. And that'll do it in the 5th. The Falcons leave the bases loaded, but they do add a run. They lead by 3 as we go to the top half of the 6th next on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Top of the order, number 10 hitter due up to lead off this half inning for Phoenix Cascade as Weston Nelson digs in, the game's starting second baseman for Phoenix Cascade. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game so far, reached on a fielder's choice. That was back in the 3rd inning. Here he swings and hits a ground ball to short. Carson Sims fires onto Hamilton at first in time for the out. Couple of changes for the Falcons defensively will clue you in. Let's just reset the whole defense here for the Falcons. Ian Meyer at third, Carson Sims at short, Ty Teeters at second with Corbin Hamilton at first. In the outfield, Chase Barrett is in left, Mason Snell is in center, and Max Rogers is in right. So one gone here in the top of the 6th. And here's Connor Cunningham. The pitch from Medeiros ripped foul to third base. Count is 0-1 to Cunningham as he is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Flew out to first in the first. Flew out to left in the 3rd. All right, he gets ready to step back in here behind in the count against Colby, 0-1. Here's the pitch. Called a strike, 0-2. Medeiros works ahead here. Checking the line for Colby, 5 1/3 pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts. The 0-2 misses wide, 1-2. Due up next after Connor Cunningham in the Phoenix order is Chris Phillips. Here's the 1-2 from Medeiros. That one is again ripped foul down the left side over towards the batting cages. This battle continues at the plate. Medeiros, again, in those 5 1/3 innings pitched, about to throw number 75 here, and it's a bouncer out towards second. Teeters up with it cleanly. Throw to Hamilton is there. 2 outs in the 6th. Here's Chris Phillips, 1 for 2 today. Phillips singled in the first, flew out in the 4th. A chance here with 2 outs in the 6th inning. On deck is Liam White if we get there. Checking the numbers on the season for Phillips. He's batting sub 100, but he might have just poked one over the head of Sims, and does. That one settles down for a 2-out base hit for Chris Phillips, and he's now 2 for 3 today. It brings up Liam White, 0 for 2 today for Phoenix Cascade. Again, a team that was dropped from our league this year, not affiliated with American Legion Baseball this season, but was able to still put together a team to take the field today against the Falcons. And right now they trail Klamath Falls 3-0. Line drive, gloved by Sims, leaps forward and brings it down. And although they give up a base hit, the Falcons retain the lead 3-0 as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
Looking for insurance from someone who truly understands rural Klamath? Meet Gabby Haskins, a licensed agent for Country Financial, born and raised in Merrill with deep roots in agriculture and the local way of life. Whether you're protecting your family farm, homes, vehicles, businesses, Gabby's here to help. She offers trusted, personalized insurance for farm, life, home, auto, commercial, and retirement needs at Gary Sheen's Country Financial office in Merrill. Stop by today and see why Merrill residents trust one of their own. Country Financial, here to help you experience more in Merrill.
New pitcher into the game for Phoenix Cascade. It is Drew Peach from Henley High School looking to work against the Klamath Falls Falcons tonight as his team trails the Falcons 3-0. It looks like Chris Phillips stayed in the game. I believe he took over at shortstop. And going to try to figure out the rest of the changes for you here momentarily. But what I can tell you is Trustin Thomas is going to be leading off this 6th inning for Klamath Falls. Thomas 0 for 1 today. Over his last 3 games, though, 5 for 15, 6 RBIs. He's been playing well, as he is going to be the first task for Drew Peach out of the bullpen. Peach started the game at first base. Looks like taking over for him is Cam Carpenter. And I think those are the changes for Phoenix Cascade here in this half inning. Let's see. Condeo, who was in right field earlier, I spotted him in the dugout also, so it looks like we'll have a new right fielder for Phoenix Cascade. The 0-1 is taken for a strike to Thomas, and the count is 0-2 to the product of Modoc High School. Ty Teeters due up next with Harley Hoblet due up third this half inning. The 0-2 pitch is grounded up the middle, through and into center field, and a leadoff single for Trustin Thomas. So other changes for Phoenix Cascade here. Connor Cunningham is migrated to left field. Brady Dorner, who was in left, has moved over to right. And again, we mentioned Chris Phillips has taken over at short. So there you go. All right, leading off of first base is Trustin Thomas. Ty Teeters digs in here. He's 0 for 2. And here's the first pitch. It misses in. The throw down is going to be in time, but the ball not squeezed by Phillips. Tag misapplied, and the runner is safe into scoring position. All right. Good opportunity for Teeters to try and extend the lead here for the Falcons. Again, they lead by 3 here in the 6th inning. Set on the hill is Peach and delivers home. Teeters chops that one out in front of the mound. It's gloved by Peach, underhand toss to Carpenter at first, and there's one out, although Trustin Thomas did advance to third on that play. And so Teeters, a productive at-bat to be sure, and it brings up Harley Hoblet with a runner 90 feet away and one out in the 6th. Hoblet in the ball game 0 for 1. He grounded out to the pitcher in the 2nd inning. Chance to make something happen here. Harley batting .306 on the season. The infield comes in for Phoenix Cascade, and it's a grounder to third. Liam White up with it. The throw to first is in time. Now Carpenter trying to deliver home, but sliding under the tag is Trustin Thomas. The throw beat him, but the tag not applied by Maben. A great slide from Trustin Thomas. Scores a run, and the Falcons lead 4-0 on the RBI ground out there from Harley Hoblet. We go back to the top. No.
He's safe.
Oh, he's safe at first. They pulled him off the bag. So safe at first. So an RBI. No, they're going to give him an error on that one. It was the throw from third that pulled Carpenter off the bag. And so what started out as seemingly good play for Phoenix Cascade turned into quite the disaster as everybody is safe and the Falcons earn a run.
I think that maybe he thought that he went off the base path to avoid the tag.
Well, got to still apply that tag. I was focused on the runner leaving third after I saw that throw being made, and then the throw coming home, so that's my own mistake. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Maben. And the count is 1-1 at the plate to Carson Sims, who's got a couple of doubles today and has scored 2 runs. So the run, of course, still stands. Again, 4-0 the score. Falcons lead in the 6th inning. Hoblet leading off the bag. Not a huge lead as Sims takes a strike on the outside part. The count's a ball and 2 strikes to Carson with, looks like Hunter Glidden standing on deck. I believe that's Hunter down there. Yep. All right. 1-2. The count to Sims. On the move is Hoblet. And Sims pokes one foul. Sticks around in this at-bat. Still 2 strikes on him. Doubled in the 1st and 5th inning for Carson. And really had to work for those doubles, too. Probably, like you said earlier, Walter, might not have been doubles for everybody on this roster. Move over to first. Gets away from Carpenter. Hoblet back up and moving on to second. He's now into scoring position after the error. And now Sims an RBI opportunity. Sims, for the season, 12 RBI. Hasn't been in a position to knock in a ton of runs. He's been in a position to score a lot of runs, though. He does lead the team in that category with 27 runs scored on the year. Pitch to Sims, misses up. Had to have missed up. Looked over the plate. And Sims works the count even 2-2. Peach having to work out of the stretch here. Takes a look at the lead. Hoblet has it second. Now motions home. That pitch nearly hits Sims, but he scoots out of the way and runs the count full, 3-2. The second baseman, Nelson, holding Hoblet at second, pretty close. And again, the Falcons have been picked off in scoring position once today. Hoblet continuing to stay aggressive. The 3-2 hit out towards second, over the head of Nelson, and down for a base hit. Sims turns first. They hold Hoblet at third. Runners at the corners, one gone for Colin Takini. And Sims now 3 for 4 on the day. Not bad at all. Brings up Colin Takini. Hunter Glidden. Glidden batting here in the 2 spot. At the dish this year, Hunter 4 for his first 11 at-bats. That puts his average at 364. A couple of doubles on the year, a couple of RBIs, and some runs scored for Hunter. He's put together some good at-bats in his limited opportunities this year. I'm glad to see him get more of them for his hard work. And so batting here with runners at the corners and one out. We'll see if the Falcons have got anything on the move here with a lot of speed at first in Carson Sims. Feigns a steal on the first pitch. The delivery home is called a strike. And Glidden works from behind here, 0-1. Due up next in the Falcons order, and I see him in the on-deck circle, Jacoby Takini. Set on the mound is Drew Peach. And the pitch, Sims on the move. Pitch is called a strike, but now 2 men in scoring position as no throw down. Sims is in safely at second. And now with no double play possibility, it looks like the Phoenix Cascade middle infield still playing back, but the corner's playing in. You'd think if they wanted to play in, they'd play in around the diamond, but I suppose not for Phoenix Cascade today. As Peach, after a quick chat with his catcher, Mabin, delivers the 0-2. And it misses wide to Glidden. Works back into this count. A ball and 2 strikes to Hunter. Hitting in the 2 spot here, Colin had been playing third base. I'm unsure if Hunter's going to stick around in the game defensively, although certainly a possibility. He's played some outfield this year in moments for the Falcons. This time he wears a pitch, hits him in the back, and it loads the bases for Jacoby Takini. Carson stays at second. Harley remains at third. And Jacoby Takini stepping in now. He is having a great day at the plate. This one 3 for 3 and a run scored along with 2 RBIs for Jacoby. I suppose that run scored went to his courtesy runner, but still able to get on and contribute to runs in this ball game. A good day for Jacoby. A solid season overall. He's gotten his average back over 300 on the season. Came in batting 300 on a 3 for 3 day. Certainly seen that average climb up a little bit as he takes strike 1 on the outside part. Falls behind here as Ian Meyer is due up next for Klamath Falls. Bases loaded for the second time today. And again with 1 out. But this time Takini blasts one to right center field. That is over the head of everybody and will roll to the wall. Hoblet scores. Sims is going to score. Glidden all the way from first scores as well. Jacoby Takini, have yourself a ball game. Another double today. Give him 5 RBIs on the contest, and that one blew this one open even wider. The score 7-0. The Falcons lead.
And the Falcons beat their curse of the bases loaded.
Yeah, that's a good one there to get that off their back. They loaded the bases earlier today. They've left them stranded, but this time coming through. It brings up Ian Meyer. First pitch taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Takini just having a great day at the plate. He stays in, by the way, to run for himself at second with 1 out. And the pitch to Meyer is looped foul in front of first base. Mabin comes out from behind home, but Carpenter not able to pick it out of the dirt. And an error there will allow Meyer to reach. It also advances Takini to third and extends this inning even longer. Still only 1 out in the inning, and in steps Mason Snell.
Would that be an E3 or an E1?
It'd be E2. The catcher's the one who made the
E2.
throw. Yeah, he short-hopped the first baseman, and that's the throwing error. And so Meyer leads off. Modest lead for Jacoby over at third. Snell trying to come up for a second time today. He's 1 for 1 in the ball game. Had an RBI single back in the third inning. And Meyer is going to swipe second. So they steal him to maybe try to get Takini home on a throw, although it'll also just take 2 men in scoring position for Mason Snell, too. Falcons lead here in the 6th. A score of 7-0. Snell works ahead here, 2-0 at the plate. And due up next for the Falcons is Jacoby Nickerson. Peach looking in, now set. And here's the pitch. Snell rolls one to the left side of the infield, past both left side infielders on the diving attempt. 1 run comes in to score. Meyer advances to third, and another RBI single for Mason Snell. Just a ground ball with eyes placed perfectly between the third baseman and the shortstop. It scores Jacoby Takini, and the Falcons out in front by 8. Here comes Jacoby Nickerson, 0 for 1 today. Struck out his only other time up. See if Snell's on the move here. The Falcons have been taking that second base with runners at the corners all game long. They throw over to Snell. He was leaning, but he got back safely. Got to be careful on that one.
We were talking about this earlier, but I would love to see them throw Cam Carpenter.
I just want to see. Well, Drew Peach is also from Henley High School. You get the kind of meeting that you were after with the Henley on Henley action here with.
That's true.
I suppose not Nickerson, but some of the previous guys like Ian and Jacoby in the order.
Sure, but Cam Carpenter played on their varsity squad the whole year.
Fair point. Cam Carpenter in defensively in the ball game at first base as Jacoby Takini fouls that one off, 1-1. Snell over there accompanying him. Mason, of course, attends Mazama High School. Jacoby Nickerson at the plate. All the same, a Mazama Viking in the prep season. Ball and a strike. The count here from Drew Peach. He delivers, and this one is hit into left field. And a single for Jacoby. Plates another run for the Falcons. They now lead 9-0 as Meyer touches home. Snell advances to second. The RBI single from Nickerson, and the Falcons have batted around here in the 6th as it brings up Max Rogers. Rogers singled earlier this inning and scored. Scored on, I believe, the error from earlier in the inning. As he digs in here, and we got brief pause in the action, but I think we're ready to go. All right, 1-0 the count to Max Rogers. Snell leads off, and the pitch home is called a strike. Rogers even in the count, 1-1. Now again, a single 9-inning game today means that runner at second shouldn't trigger a mercy rule, as a mercy rule is triggered after 7 in a 9-inning game, as the pitch in is called a strike to Rogers, 1-2, although twice this season the Falcons have earned a 10-run mercy rule victory in 5 innings during a 9-inning game. So we don't know for sure what's going to happen if Snell finds a way to come home. But again, that's just something to think about. And again, either way, if the Falcons are able to push that run across, top of the 7th is due up next, and you would play through that inning anyway. So that's an important run that stands out there at second in the person of Mason Snell. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. And down goes Rogers on strikes. And in steps Ty Teeters. Teeters grounded out. He was the first out earlier in this inning. Just saw the second one recorded. Teeters 0 for 3 today, but trying to knock in Snell out there at second. The pitch home. Looked at for a ball, missed wide. Count is 1-0 to Ty. Due up next in the Falcons order is Chase Barrett. Falcons have scored 6 in this inning with RBI hits from Jacoby Takini, Mason Snell, and Jacoby Nickerson. The 1-0. Hit to right, foul. And the count is even to Ty Teeters. Seems like there's always sort of one inning per game where the Falcons just explode for a ton of offense. I mean, yesterday against North Jackson in the nightcap, it was a 5-run second inning, a 6-run fourth inning. In the opener against North Jackson, they had an 8-run inning. Here's a bouncer to short. Chris Phillips going to take it himself to the bag, and the Falcons will maintain a 9-run advantage as we go to the top half of the 7th. And with the Falcons lead on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Middle of the Phoenix order due up against Colby Madero, still working in the top half of the 7th inning. Let's go ahead and check the line score for our two teams today. As for the Klamath Falls Falcons, a 9-0 advantage has been built out, 9 runs on 13 hits. They've committed no errors for Phoenix today, no runs, 4 hits, 4 errors. As the first pitch to Mabin is fouled off. He's behind in the count 0-1. Colby Madero's again, still out there working. A long start for him, but he's been quite efficient, still working a shutout against Phoenix Cascade into the 7th inning. After the 0-1 pitch, the second pitch is called a strike as well, and the count's 0-2 to Tucker Mabin. He's followed in the order by Brady Dorner and Marek Satowski. The 0-2 from Maderos is pushed towards the left side. Sims up with it from short. Off-balance throw, but a good stretch from Hamilton gets him. And 1 up and 1 down in the 7th.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about this earlier a little bit, but Carson Sims has some crazy highlights.
He does. He's one of the most athletic players that has come through the Falcons program in some time. Just across the board athlete. He also plays basketball for Henley, of course, baseball for Henley, and you see it in all those sports. Just a gamer, man. I love watching him play. First pitch to Dorner, called a ball, 1-0. Dorner today 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flown out in the 2nd and 5th innings. Maderos gets across a strike on the 1-0 pitch and works things even. Coming up after today, the Falcons continue play on the road, though. They'll be hitting the road for the 4th of July tournament up in Roseburg, thrown by the Douglas County Baseball Association. 4 games up in Roseburg over 4th of July weekend. The 2-1 pitch on the way to Dorner is going to miss up, 3-1. The tournament begins against the host Pepsi Bottle Caps, 6 o'clock tomorrow night from Roseburg. We'll be on the call with you all weekend long, by the way. Then at noon on Friday, taking on Vencer, program in which the Falcons have already run into once this season, although I don't think it's the same team from Vencer, just the same program. And then taking on the Riverhawks on 4th of July before closing out the weekend up there against a team from Southern Oregon. Bounced over to second base. Rogers, quick throw to first. They got him. Quick throw by Rogers gets Dorner racing down the line. 2 up, 2 down in the 7th. And Maderos remains efficient as Marek Satowski comes in for Phoenix Cascade. He is 1 for 2 today. Struck out in the 2nd, singled in the 5th. Medeiros from the windup delivers the pitch. Taken for a strike over the heart of the plate, 0-1. Falcons then return home after 4 games in Roseburg. They'll play a home doubleheader against South Medford on July 7th. That's a week from yesterday. Count is now 0-2 after that pitch is fouled off. Only 4 more home dates for the Falcons this year. South Medford on the 7th, Grants Pass on the 13th. Different Grants Pass team on the 16th before closing out the regular season at home against Central Point on the 19th. And then the Single A State Tournament, which will be taking place on the coast, runs July 22nd through the 26th. The Falcons are lucky enough to make it back to the regional. That'll be taking place the first week of August. The 2-strike offering to Satowski is lined into right field. And Satowski with a 2-out base hit brings up Eli Condeo. By the way, 2 for 3 today for Satowski. Cadello is 0 for 1. He struck out in the second inning, but he did walk in the 5th and was left stranded in that inning. Medeiros now forced to work out of the stretch. Today, he has stranded 5 runners on base. Pitch misses up. Count is 1-0. I believe Drew Peach is due up next for Phoenix Cascade. Medeiros set with the 1-0, now delivers home. That one's popped up in the infield. Hamilton calls everybody off, makes the catch in foul territory to end the inning. So Phoenix Cascade gets a base hit, but Medeiros keeps the shutout intact as the Falcons lead 9-0. To the bottom of the 7th we go on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Getting set for the bottom of the 7th inning on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com. Looks like we got a new pitcher into the game for Phoenix Cascade. Merrick Satowski on the hill. He had been playing in center field. We'll get you some other changes coming up for Phoenix Cascade in just a moment, but he'll have to go through 9, 1, and 2 in the order as the Falcons lead 9-0. Falcons only needing 1 run to trigger a mercy rule victory today in a 9-inning game against Phoenix Cascade. See if they can push it across with, I believe, Chase Barrett set to lead off the inning. Let's see.
Looks like Carpenter's out in center.
Yep, Carpenter in center, Peach at first. And I believe those are the only changes for Phoenix Cascade here. We can give you the final line score on Drew Peach, who pitched 1 inning, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs, 3 of them earned. He struck out 1. Chris Phillips, who would be on the hook for the loss today, pitched 5 innings, gave up 8 hits, 3 earned runs. He did not walk anybody and struck out 3. So interestingly enough, only 1 walk issued this game between the 2 teams, and it was Colby Medeiros who walked a batter earlier today. These pitchers have been throwing strikes. They've been efficient, and limiting the free passes kept the game low scoring through the bulk of it before Peach gave up those 5 base hits in the 1 inning, allowing the Falcons to string a few together, bat around, and add 6 runs in the 6th inning as Chase Barrett takes strike 1. Barrett today 0 for 1 in the ball game. He flew out back in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. That one missed inside. Counts even to Chase. Carson Sims due up next. And then Colin Tacchini. 9-1-2. Set on the mound is Satowski. Now the pitch home is going to bounce to the plate. And Barrett works ahead here. See if we can find some statistics here on Marek Satowski pitching this season for Phoenix Cascade. 6 innings pitched this season. They've all been in a relief appearance one way or another. This is his 4th appearance on the year. Hold that thought. Barrett blasts one to center field. Carpenter going back, and that one is over his head and to the wall. Barrett is in there with a leadoff double in the 7th inning. Hit that one to the deepest part of the field and came away with extra bases. Sims getting a chance to bat now. He's 3 for 4 today. And he's scored 3 runs, a couple of doubles, and a single for him. And by the way, for Chase Barrett, notching his 3rd double of the season. He's actually got more extra base hits than he does singles this season. Barrett recording now his 4th extra base hit, and he's only got 3 singles this year. So when he runs into it, he's giving it a ride. Leads off a second here. And the pitch to Sims is going to wind up behind him. By the way, just clock this. Connor Cunningham looks to be behind the plate for Phoenix Cascade. Just saw the number 6 for him behind the catcher's gear. So Cunningham in catching for Phoenix Cascade. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one nearly hit Sims as well. Had to dance out of the way of that one, and he's ahead 2-0. After Carson in the order is Colin Tacchini. Cunningham delivers the sign to Satowski. He's agreeable on the first offering. And now the pitch. Ground ball towards the shortstop. Phillips, it eats him up a bit. The throw to first is not in time. Sims safe on the error. And advancing to third was Chase Barrett. 5th error today for Phoenix. And brings up Colin Tacchini. Taking a look at Colin today, he is 0 for 3. Reached on an error, though, in the 5th inning and was left stranded in scoring position in that half inning. Hunter Glidden did bat in the 6-hole earlier, as that pitch is called a strike. Pardon me, in the 2-hole earlier. He was hit by a pitch and came around to score in the 6th inning. That's where I got the number 6 from. But Colin Tacchini returning to take this at-bat. Nobody out, runners at the corners, and the runner who stands at third is going to trigger the mercy rule if he scores. And so that's why the infield comes in for Phoenix Cascade. Nobody out in the 7th, and the count's even to Colin Tacchini here. Outfield comes in as well. The 1-1. Bounces to the plate, gets away from the catcher, but they're not going to send Barrett on that one. I think a wise decision. Want to be conservative with that game-winning run over there at third. Don't want to risk it, especially with nobody out in the inning. You got quite a few chances to try to get him across, and so they keep Barrett at third in that instance. And Tacchini works 2-1 in the count. Here's the pitch. That one is hit to right field. That is going to get down, and it will end the ball game. Chase Barrett touches home. A walk-off single for Colin Tacchini and the Klamath Falls Falcons as they win 10-0 in 7 innings against Phoenix Cascade. We're going to step aside for 2 minutes as we recap this one for you and get ready for a road trip beginning tomorrow in Roseburg. All that coming up in just a bit on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Looking for insurance from someone who truly understands rural Klamath? Meet Gabby Haskins, a licensed agent for Country Financial, born and raised in Merrill, with deep roots in agriculture and the local way of life. Whether you're protecting your family farm, homes, vehicles, businesses, Gabby's here to help. She offers trusted, personalized insurance for farm, life, home, auto, commercial, and retirement needs at Gary Sheen's Country Financial office in Merrill. Stop by today and see why Merrill residents trust one of their own. Country Financial, here to help you experience more in Merrill.
Final score today from Kiger Stadium. The Klamath Falls Falcons defeat the Phoenix Cascade Challengers 10-0 today. For the Falcons, 10 runs comes on 15 hits. They commit no errors for Phoenix Cascade. They were shut out today. No runs, 5 hits. They did commit 5 errors. The winning pitcher today, Colby Medeiros, working a complete 7 innings today, allowing 5 hits and striking out 3 batters. The game's losing pitcher is Chris Phillips, who went 5 innings today, allowing 8 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. He struck out 3 batters. Our Abbey's legendary pizza player of the game today, Jacoby Tacchini, went 4 for 4. He had 2 doubles and 5 RBIs. He was helped out today by a 3 for 5 day from Carson Sims. Sims also had a pair of doubles today. Colin Tacchini finished 1 for 4 with an RBI. Ian Meyer was 2 for 3. Meyer, 2 for 3. Corbin Hamilton finished 0 for 2 today. Mason Snell was 2 for 2, had a couple of RBIs. PJ Stafford 0 for 2 today. Jacoby Nickerson was 1 for 2 this afternoon. Trustin Thomas was also 1 for 2. He had a run scored. And Chase Barrett 1 for 2. He had a double and a run scored. Scored the game's winning run for the Falcons today. With this win, the Klamath Falls Falcons improve on the season to 17-2 and hit the road for a 4th of July weekend tournament in Roseburg. The Falcons will get things going against the host team, the Pepsi Bottle Caps, tomorrow afternoon at 6 o'clock. They'll continue on Friday against a team from Salem. They will play on Saturday, the 4th of July, against the Junior Riverhawks, and then playing against Southern Oregon Premier 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. We'll be along with you the whole way from Roseburg, right here on 104.3 960 Sports, with free live video on mybasin.com. If you're not making the trip, we'll be along so you can follow the Falcons not only this weekend, but all season long. For now, though, this about does it for us tonight. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Klamath Falls Falcons Baseball. I want to thank everybody involved with making tonight's broadcast possible. Sean Teeters, the head coach of the Klamath Falls Falcons, along with Coach Bill Hutchinson for the Challengers. Also want to give a shout-out to our public address announcer, our official scorer, stadium announcer Mike Safford today, and also want to give a shout out to Rob Sims helping us set up we tried to have some cameras working today. Didn't quite work out, but Rob spent some significant time out here with us earlier today, so I want to give him a shout nonetheless. Final score today, 10-0. The Klamath Falls Falcons defeat the Phoenix Cascade Challengers. For Walter Hartley, my name is Josh Eldridge. Have a great rest of your Wednesday night. So long and good night from beautiful Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls.